It is easier to float in saltwater than in freshwater due to the difference in density between the two types of water. Here's a detailed explanation of why this happens. Density is defined as mass per unit volume. Saltwater is denser than freshwater because it contains dissolved salts, primarily sodium chloride table salt. These dissolved salts add more mass to the water without significantly increasing its volume, making it denser. Buoyancy is the upward force exerted by a fluid on an object submerged in it. According to Archimedes' principle, the buoyant force on an object is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. In denser fluids, the same volume of fluid has more mass, and thus more weight. When you float in water, the buoyant force needs to counteract your body weight for you to stay afloat. Since salt water is denser than fresh water, it exerts a greater buoyant force on your body. This increased buoyant force makes it easier for you to float in salt water compared to fresh water. In order to float, your body must displace a volume of water equal to your weight. Because salt water is denser, you need to displace less volume of it to equal your body weight. This means you don't sink as much in salt water before the buoyant force balances your weight, making floating easier. A well-known practical example of this principle is the Dead Sea, which is one of the saltiest bodies of water in the world. Its high salt concentration makes the water much denser than regular seawater, providing a significant buoyant force that makes floating effortless. In summary, it is easier to float in salt water than in fresh water because salt water is denser due to the dissolved salts, which increases the buoyant force acting on your body. This greater buoyant force supports more of your weight, making it easier to stay afloat. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to get further interesting and useful content.